All right. So first paragraph, the tractors came over the roads and into the fields, great crawlers moving like insects. Who wants to help us out with this? Obviously, a lot of what type of imagery, a lot of what type of description. I mean, it's right there in front of our faces. Go for it. Yeah, bugs, right? So we see all this this bug imagery and the description of the tractors that are like insects. Can anyone think why that's appropriate? Why was it bugs and not, I don't know, why was it not like roller coaster imagery? Why was it not like woodworking imagery, shipbuilding imagery? I'm just trying to think of things randomly. Yeah.
I thought of invasive species.
Okay, tell us more about invasive species.
Well, invasive species kind of come in and take over and run out a lot of other species normally. So
Excellent.
I thought that was a good metaphor.
It is a good metaphor because it gets at the idea of
Displacement.
displacement. So I would write that insects, invasive species, displacement. I think those ideas are all in there. The idea that these giant bugs are kicking the humans off the land, right? I mean, where are my cat people? Not many. Okay, you're my people though. Imagine if a cat was like, you know, the size of a Great Dane. It's like, we think these cats, I know, we think cats are these little like domestic playthings, but it's like, if a cat were as big as a dog, a cat would tear you up. I'm basically describing a tiger, right, or a lion. But if a centipede was the size of these 4 desks, oh my God, are you messing with that? Imagine. So like insects are super strong. They're just small. So we don't really think that they're very powerful. But I mean, can't ants carry like 6 times their weight or some crazy? Yeah, they're amazing. They're 10 times. They're amazing animal or bugs rather, insects. Someone else had their hand up on why he chose the bug.
I was just gonna say that bugs destroy crops and they're kind of like, they're destroying they're not destroying the crops, but they're destroying the land.
Excellent. So I'd write that down too. Just the idea, like especially things like what bugs especially destroy the land?
Locusts.
Locusts are huge. And what else? Aphids. Those kill rose bushes, right? Aren't ladybugs? Don't they? Oh, I love those little.
Ladybugs.
They eat the aphids. You go,
Well,
ladybugs.
ladybugs are also invasive species.
Ooh,
The ants like do this weird, they have this weird relationship with the aphids.
is it symbiotic?
Kind of, the aphids eat too much and then the ants like milk them and basically make them throw up all their food so they can eat more.
So glad that I know that. All right, snub-nosed monsters raising the dust and sticking their snouts into it, straight down the country, across the country, through fences, through dooryards, in and out of gullies, in straight lines. So what about this image of snub-nosed monsters? What can we pull out of that? What do we associate with this idea? He's describing the what, literally the tractors, snub-nosed monsters. Yeah, Mr. Meadows.
Like cave. I mean, it's not those obviously. The snouts and they kind of root through the ground and destroy stuff. Yeah.
You said pigs, correct? Yeah, absolutely. And you guys know that pigs love to dig, right? They love to root or whatever, and they'll tear up yards and fields. And just like a pig, these tractors will go, you know, right through the fence, through a dooryard, through a gully, etc. Yeah.
Like when you said pig, that reminded me like pigs kind of represent like greed, basically.
Absolutely. We associate pigs with greed for whatever. Poor pigs, they get a bad rap. They did not run on ground, but on their own road beds. Why is that an important idea? That they create their own road beds, yeah.
They're not like following, if they're following their own like trajectory.
Which makes them unstoppable in a lot of ways, right? I mean, very difficult, right? I mean, if you're dealing with a train runs on a what? A track. So it's like hemmed in, it's managed. Like you kind of can predict where it's going and where it came from. These things, it's like a tank. A tank can go anywhere it wants. And that's scary because it could go right through your house and there's no safety in building a track and keeping it on a track. It has this free ranging, this free motion all across the land. The man sitting in the iron seat did not look like a man. Glove, goggled, rubber dust mask over his nose and mouth. He was part of the monster, a robot in the seat. The thunder of the cylinders sounded through the country, became one with the air and earth, so that the earth and air muttered in sympathetic vibration. The driver could not control it. Straight across the country it went, cutting through a dozen farms and straight back. A twitch at the controls could swerve the cad, but the driver's hands could not twitch because the monster that built the tractor, the monster sent the tractor out, had somehow got into the driver's hands, into his brain and muscle, had goggled and muzzled him. Goggled his mind, muzzled his speech, goggled his perception, muzzled his protest. He could not see the land as it was. And I think you're the class that we actually got a chance to talk about this. We said this was what type of imagery, or did we not? It must have been in there. Did we all shout it out right at the end of class or no? No? Okay, well, thinking about this, can anybody think of, this is a very particular type of imagery. It starts with a P. Don't shout it out. P. Very specific type, especially about a twitch at the controls could swerve the cad, but the driver's hands could not twitch because the monster that built the tractor, the monster that sent the tractor out, had somehow got into the driver's hands, into his brain and muscle, had goggled him and muzzled him, his speech, mind, his perception, muzzled. P, A. No, P-A-R.
Is it a longer word?
Yeah, it's 4 syllables. Oh, you got this?
I was thinking dehumanizing.
He's definitely dehumanized. He's described as a robot that sits on a seat, and part of the monster.
Like we're creating like words.
It's not, but I don't mean a fancy literary word.
Oh,
I mean, what type of imagery? As in like tree imagery, beach imagery.
oh.
So P-A-R,
Patriarchy?
close. It's a good guess.
Stop.
That's a 4-syllable word that starts with P-A-R. That's pretty darn good. Are you good at like, what's that game where you have to make all the words, the anagrams? You're probably good at that. Yeah, Scrabble. Good at Scrabble? You've never played Scrabble in your life. The bell's gonna ring. Save me. Emma. Para. Hmm? Para. We were talking about insects. We were talking about bugs. Parasitic. Yeah. Parasitic. Parasitic imagery. The idea that this tractor got into this man, took him over. It's like when you drive your Tesla and it's like sending all that electricity into your body and like,
That's totally what happened.
it's true. Be careful. All right, cool.
Gonna take over your work.
Make sure you're ready to go on that test tomorrow. Make sure you remind your parents about. Yeah. What's that? Oh, what? Oh, my phone's in my dress. Do I like cheesecake? I love cheesecake. I don't know if I've ever had them. Yeah, woo! Look at me go, huh? Love cheesecake. Oh, thank you. Have a great day. Catch you later.
Felix Perez, please come to the office. Felix Perez, please come to the office.